Hello everyone, welcome to New Wealth Japan. I'm thrilled to have you here today. This channel is dedicated to helping travelers from around the world discover and experience the very best of Japan. From ancient temples and historic castles that have stood for centuries, to the vibrant world of anime, unique Japanese souvenirs, and incredible cuisine that will tantalize your taste buds, we cover it all. Japan is a country where tradition meets innovation, where you can enjoy a traditional tea ceremony in the morning and explore cutting-edge technology districts in the afternoon. It's this beautiful contrast that makes Japan so fascinating. We're passionate about sharing hidden gems, travel tips, and cultural insights that will make your Japanese adventure unforgettable. Whether you're planning your first trip or you're a seasoned Japan traveler, we've got something special for you. I'm truly grateful that so many people from all corners of the world share this passion for Japanese culture with us. Your enthusiasm and curiosity inspire every video we create. So sit back, relax, and let's explore Japan together. Let's get started.
Era by Matsudaira Kiyoyasu and is known as the birthplace of Tokugawa Ieyasu. Ieyasu was born in this castle in 1543 and spent his childhood and youth here. After the Battle of Okazaki, Ieyasu gained independence from the Imagawa clan, made this castle his base, and took the first step toward unifying the nation. During the Edo period, Fudai daimyo served as castle lords, and it played an important role as a strategic point along the Tokaido Highway. After the Meiji Restoration, the castle structures were dismantled, but the castle tower was reconstructed in 1959 and now serves as a historical museum conveying the history of Ieyasu and Okazaki. The castle ruins park is also famous as a cherry blossom viewing spot, and in spring, the Okazaki Castle Ieyasu Spring Festival is held, attracting many tourists. Please experience the romance of history at this place where Tokugawa Ieyasu began his journey to becoming the ruler of Japan.
Ever wonder how you build a piece that actually lasts? One that holds for over 260 years? Well, for Tokugawa Ieyasu, the guy who finally put an end to a century of civil war in Japan, the answer was in his very foundation. He was the ultimate survivor, the ultimate strategist, a unifier who was, and this is the cool part, literally built from stone. To get his legacy, you gotta understand the material that shaped him. And this one phrase, it tells you everything you need to know about him. In an age of pure brute force, where everyone was just reacting, Ieyasu's greatest weapon wasn't his sword. It was his incredible patience. He just got it. You don't force the world to bend to your will. You wait for that perfect moment to make your move. But here's the wild part. His story isn't just some abstract idea about being patient. It's physically etched into the landscape of Japan. I'm talking about a protected 3-kilometer straight line that connects his birthplace to his ancestral temple. And to really get the profound meaning behind this view, we first have to go right back to the beginning, to the very ground he was born on. All right, so our story kicks off in Okazaki, Ieyasu's hometown. This is where we're going to see how the very stone under his feet forged the foundations of the leader he was destined to become. It's almost poetic that the founder of Japan's most enduring shogunate came from a place nicknamed the Stone City. For centuries, Okazaki has been defined by one thing above all else: amazing, high-quality granite and the master craftsman who knew exactly how to shape it. So why Okazaki, of all places? Well, it was kind of the perfect storm. You had tons of high-quality local granite just sitting there. You had generations of skilled artisans who knew the stone inside and out. And, crucially, you had access to key transport routes, which you can imagine is pretty essential when you're trying to move massive blocks of stone to build the fortresses of the era. And let me tell you, this was not just about brute force. Not at all. Building a fortress like Okazaki Castle took incredible intelligence. These masons had to literally read the stone's natural grain to find the perfect place to split it, using these really precise techniques with chiseled holes called ya-ana and wedges. It was a craft of physics, of leverage, of deep, practical knowledge, the exact same kind of patient, strategic wisdom Ieyasu would later use to build an entire nation. Okay, so we've seen the foundation of stone. Now let's dig into the foundation of his character. Ieyasu was one of 3 legendary warlords who unified Japan, but man, his approach was just fundamentally different from the other 2. There's this fantastic old allegory that just perfectly sums up their differences. Imagine a cuckoo that won't sing. The fiery, impatient Oda Nobunaga, he'd just kill it.
The clever and cunning Toyotomi Hideyoshi, he'd figure out a way to make it sing. But Ieyasu, he would simply wait. His patience wasn't passive. It was deeply strategic. He knew that if he just waited for the right moment, the bird would eventually sing all on its own. And this practical, patient approach defined his leadership. There's a story where an advisor suggests not rebuilding a key bridge to save some money. But Ieyasu shot that idea down. He was always looking at the bigger picture. A working bridge helped his people, it helped commerce, and that, in the long run, made his domain stronger than any short-term military trick ever could. He even respected his enemies, which is pretty wild for the time. When his great rival Takeda's Shingen died, Ieyasu actually mourned. He understood that a strong opponent forces you to become better. Now, this wasn't weakness. This was the mind of a master strategist who knew that respecting the strength in others was the real key to building the alliances you needed to unify a whole country. Which brings us right back to that 3-kilometer line of sight. Now that we understand the man forged from stone and the patience that defined him, we can finally appreciate this incredible physical monument to his legacy. So what is it? It's called the Vista Line, and it is a deliberate, architecturally planned, and legally protected line of sight. Seriously, from the main gate of Daijuju, which is the Tokugawa family's ancestral temple, you can look straight through the city and see Okazaki Castle, the exact place where Ieyasu was born. The symbolism here is just so powerful. This isn't just some nice view, it's a statement. It's a physical reminder that no matter how powerful Ieyasu became, he was forever connected to his roots, to his ancestors, and to the stone city that made him who he was. It's a legacy built on never forgetting where you came from. So what was the ultimate result of that legacy? It all comes down to this number. For over 260 years, the Tokugawa Shogunate that Ieyasu founded kept Japan in an era of peace and stability. After a century of nonstop war, this was his ultimate achievement. But this legacy of peace didn't just transform the nation, it transformed the very craft that defined Ieyasu's hometown. The evolution of Okazaki's stonemasonry is really the perfect final chapter to his whole story. Think about it. During the Warring States period, Okazaki's masons built castle walls, these massive symbols of power and defense. But once Ieyasu unified Japan, that demand just vanished. The craft didn't die, though. No way. It evolved. The same incredible skills were now being used to create objects of beauty and quiet contemplation, like these traditional stone garden lanterns. Just let that sink in for a second. The very same hands, using the exact same skills on the exact same granite, went from building the tools of war to creating symbols of peace. This transformation of a craft is really the perfect metaphor for the transformation Ieyasu brought to all of Japan. So, what does it take to build a legacy that actually lasts for centuries? Well, Ieyasu's story gives us a pretty good answer. It's not just about strength, it's about patience. It's not just about ambition. It's about having a deep connection to your origins. And, maybe most importantly, it's about having the vision to see that the same tools you use to build a fortress can one day be used to create a garden, a legacy not just carved into history, but built enduringly from stone.
And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed exploring this part of Japan with us. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more travelers like you who love Japan. And here's the most important part. If you haven't already, please subscribe to New Wealth Japan and hit that notification bell. By turning on notifications, you'll be the first to know whenever we upload a new video. We post new content regularly, featuring different destinations, food experiences, and cultural insights across Japan, so you won't want to miss out. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Do you have any questions about what we covered today? Is there a specific place in Japan you'd like us to feature in an upcoming video? Maybe a particular Japanese dish you're curious about, or a cultural tradition you want to learn more about? Please share your thoughts, questions, and suggestions in the comments below. We read every single comment, and your feedback helps shape our future content. Also, if you've been to Japan before, we'd love to hear about your experiences. Share your favorite memories or travel tips with our community. Let's learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of our New Wealth Japan family. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, safe travels, and see you in the next video. Sayonara.